Hello, YouTubers, friends, compatriots, bootlicker shills, desolate search, peasants, vassals. I'm a useful idiot, and today I want to talk about that corporate-government partnership that I'm always going on about. And as you would suspect, it has to do with the surveillance state, too. And this story that came out exemplifies everything about this corporate government partnership that I've talked about in a very glaring way. So it's a great example of what I've talked about. So this will go into some interesting detail, and then I'll talk about what the implications are as well. So what we have is a company called Glimmerglass, and it's a California company that sells optical fiber technology and offers government agencies a software product called Cybersweep. So let's keep those two names in mind. Glimmerglass is the name of the company, and Cybersweep is the software that they developed specifically for surveillance, and it intercepts signals on undersea cables. And the company said the technology can analyze Gmail, Yahoo Mail, Facebook, and Twitter for all, quote, actionable intelligence, unquote. So first of all, right off the bat, we know that this is how the British surveillance operation works, is by hooking up directly to the undersea cables. So we can assume this is the technology that they're using. And the company claims several intelligence agencies as clients over the last 5 years. And we knew right off the bat that Germany, Israel, and the UK are clients of theirs. So we can make that connection that their massive surveillance done with undersea cables is a direct connection to this company, Glimmerglass, and this technology, Cybersweep. And if the NSA is using Glimmerglass technology, then it proves once again that the government is indiscriminately gathering information on everyone. So how much more confirmation do we need that every single word that's come out of every single government official and every single congressman and the president that has come out about the surveillance program has all been lies. And every single story I've done has borne that out to be true. So at the company's website, they claim, quote, Cybersweep can process optical signals to extract the data source format and aggregate the data for probes to uncover actionable information from the flood of data on persons of interest, known and unknown targets, anticipated and unknown and known threats, unquote. So that pretty much sounds like everybody. And in internal Glimmerglass company documents, it also says, quote, Cybersweep is an end-to-end cybersecurity solution that can select, extract, and monitor all mobile and fixed-line data, voice and video, internet, Web 2.0, and social networking with probes and sniffers. Service providers can use the speed and flexibility of the system to select and deliver signals to law enforcement agencies. The agency gains rapid access not just to signals, but to individual wavelengths on those signals, and makes perfect photonic copies of optical signals for comprehensive analysis. Any signal traveling over fiber can be redirected in milliseconds without adversely affecting customer traffic. So pretty explicit. And one of the reasons why I find this so fascinating is because here we have a private company that's developing technology to circumvent all the other technology that's out there, specifically to be used for surveillance. So it's interesting that we have a company that essentially is designing software that could technically be considered illegal. Certainly the government could consider this technology illegal if it was in someone else's hands, or if it's used by a foreign government. So, but then the other interesting thing is this partnership between this private company, Glimmerglass, and the government. You have to realize that for the most part, almost all their clientele is going to be governments, and it's going to be for surveillance. And the fact that this private company essentially probably gets no-bid contracts, and just like everything else the government does these days, and we have another symbiotic relationship. The company Glimmerglass, ostensibly a private company, could reasonably be called just an appendage of the NSA for the CIA. And in fact, Robert Lundy, he was the CEO of Glimmerglass since 2004. And he was a graduate of West Point, so he's a military man, has 2 degrees from Stanford, one a master's degree in electrical engineering, and second is a master's degree in business administration. And immediately after promotion to CEO of the company, he got guess what? A no-bid contract with the U.S. Navy for $775,000 right after he became the CEO of the company. And so once again, we have an old military man and an Ivy Leaguer who is now worked for the military and is now runs a private business that does business with the military, and that's how that works. So we have a huge sector, just like we have huge combinations of corporate technology and government technology that have this unholy partnership, but we also have these private companies developing weaponry that are essentially arms of the government, and then we have these companies providing security apparatus and whatnot, and that are chock full of ex-military people. And in fact, in 2008, a 3-year project was set up, $25 million grant from the NSA to upgrade the UK facilities, and this was using the company Glimmerglass and the Cybersweep program. So a $25 million grant from the NSA to upgrade the UK facilities, facilitating business for this company, Glimmerglass. So that's another part of this that's problematic. We have the one government agency providing money to a foreign government agency who then turn around and buys product from a private U.S. company that's affiliated with U.S. government agencies. So, between 2011 and now, probes were installed in undersea cables. And this was called Operation Tempora, was the code name, and it involved at least 7 companies: British Telecom, Global Crossing, Interroute, Level 3, Viatel, Verizon, and Vodafone. And of course, it's just announced today that Verizon is buying out Vodafone, so now it's one big giant telecommunications company. And I think it involves something like $138 billion. But those are all the companies that were part of this Operation Tempora. And once again, we have this collaboration with government agencies, the private company Glimmerglass, all these telecom companies, and those are all the ones who've been cited in the Snowden revelations about British surveillance using undersea cables and picking up everything that is put through those companies. And that's 90% of transborder communication. That's how much this system scoops up. 600 million phone calls a day, or what the government calls telephone events. And to give you an idea how integrated this all gets, there's even more to that. The British NSA, called the GCHQ, gathers more information even than the NSA. And that's because, once again, this massive surveillance of undersea cables provided by this company Glimmerglass and their program Cybersweep. And they have 300 UK analysts and 250 NSA analysts just at their gathering headquarters in Britain. So quite a huge staff. And there's 500,000 miles of cable undersea, by the way. The first cables were laid in 1858 for telegraph, and cables are constantly being added onto. Of course, now it's all fiber optics. But anyway, so there's a little glimpse, once again, into the world of the corporate government partnership. This company, Glimmerglass, created the software, Cybersweep, that the British intelligence, GCHQ, and the U.S. NSA both use this technology to surveil undersea cables, and once again, just showing a very cozy relationship between the private sector, the military, the ex-military, government agencies, the surveillance state, the security state, the military-industrial complex, and the government-corporate partnership. I'm a Useful Idiot. Don't you be one too.